first time I met Caleb it was just kind of a casual meeting. We both kind of knew who each other were because of sports, and we went to neighboring schools.
All right, the first time I met Allie was actually at Burger King. I had just gotten on football practice, so I was like, hey, let's get a Whopper.
I was nervous. I remember I couldn't really eat the rest of my food.
I remember she was super nervous, and so she didn't want to eat her food, so I ate most of her food that day, and I don't think that's changed to this day. I still end up finishing most of her meals when we go out to eat, but not because she's nervous anymore.
In 10 years, I see Caleb and Allie driving a minivan with lots of car seats.
4 kids.
Allie living in a house in Eau Claire.
In 10 years, I see them still in the Eau Claire area, and they come and visit their sister and brothers all the time.
I still see Caleb living in what he calls the greatest town of all time in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. They're going to have a large vehicle because 10 years, there probably will be about 4 kids by that point in time. I'm sure he'll be trying to run the family business for better or for worse. And him and Allie will be madly in love still and have a great relationship.
Lots of kids. Allie and Caleb will be living in their own house in the Eau Claire area. Both happy with their jobs. And a couple kids.
Yes, agreed. Yeah, and also hopefully Caleb comes Wednesday nights to play basketball too. Lives close enough to come play.
I see Caleb and Allie living in Eau Claire have a house and staying close to family. Yeah, I feel like they will have a lot of kids and be in this area.
I see them living in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and Caleb working for my dad as a dairy nutrition consultant, and I see him kind of being like Willie Robertson of the family company. And I see Allie both of them together having 2 kids, a boy first and then a girl, and Allie will be pregnant with her 3rd.
I still in Wisconsin, close to family, and Allie will probably be a stay-at-home mom, maybe 5 kids.
In 10 years, Caleb and Allie will still be in Wisconsin, probably Eau Claire area, and they will probably still be trying to recruit as many of their siblings to come back home as they possibly can, and they will probably have a lot of kids.
In 10 years, I see Caleb and Allie with a lot of kids.
Well, my hope for Caleb and Allie is that 10 years from now, that they will have a strong love for each other and a strong love for Jesus Christ, and that the most important thing in their lives will be to love and to serve God.
I see them being stable with a house and a family and a good job, Allie being a homemaker, and probably even 10 years she could be teaching or having her kids in school. They'll be happily married.
All right, our first official date. This timeline is a little bit messy. We may have different answers for this one.
I'm not really sure, because we had a lot of casual meetings. See, because we didn't really have a first date, because we knew each other sort of. Okay, maybe Caleb has a better answer.
It's kind of unclear what our official date was, but I consider it when we went to a haunted house at Halloween, because I don't know, that was just the first one that I really remember, and it was just the 2 of us. So.
My favorite memories with Caleb and Allie are just lots and lots of good times, lots of games, and tough competition.
I really enjoyed when they came up and saw baby T in the hospital in Marshfield.
Well, definitely first memory would be when we met Allie first, and when she first came to our house, and we know there's been lots of discussion about that just over the past years. But I think too a good memory is just the basketball that the 2 of you shared together at UW Superior, and that we were able to share with you, watching your games, talking, and also going out to eat afterwards, and it was a very fun time.
My favorite memory with Caleb and Allie is going to Mount Rushmore and visiting Jesse Fenner.
My favorite memory is probably the camping trips and just playing Pictionary and other random games. My favorite memory with Caleb and Allie, I mean, there's a lot of them, so I don't know really which one's my favorite, but probably staying up late playing Pictionary with them. Yeah, I have a lot of memories too, but my favorite was one time I was at Caleb's house with them, and Caleb saw a snake in the woods, and he took off really fast, faster than I've ever seen him run.
My favorite memory with Caleb and Allie would have to be our trip to Florida last summer, and I really saw Caleb and Allie's relationship have grown so much over the past several years, and I just saw Caleb serving Allie in a way that was really special, and I could tell he really cared about her, and she deserves that, and so that just was neat to see. But the specific memory of Florida was we were bored on one afternoon, and we started a game of pool volleyball, and we were so resourceful. Caleb and Allie were kind of leading the pack, and we strung up a net over the pool, and we just played our hearts out, and it was so fun. And just seeing their competitive sides was a blast.
I know I already answered this question, but I'll answer it again. A favorite memory with Caleb and Allie. As we were doing marriage counseling and we were discussing the roles and the relationship between a husband and a wife, Caleb had the profound insight of bringing it back to the Green Bay Packers and, and relating the husband-wife relationship to the relationship Aaron Rodgers has with Jordy Nelson. And actually, it was not that bad. It was a pretty good point that he had, but it was just funny as Allie was trying to come around to, I think I see how
Have a lot of good memories with Caleb and Allie, from Florida vacations to them coming out here to visit in Colorado. And I think the biggest memory that I have is more the impact that Allie's had on Caleb and just the positive changes that we've seen in Caleb, all for the better since him and Allie started dating.
We love you guys.
Skiing in the Rockies would be my favorite memory with Caleb and Allie.
One of my favorite memories with Caleb and Allie would probably have to be over Christmas, going up and spending the day just playing in the woods, snowball fights, baking at Caleb's house.
One of my favorite memories with the couple is driving back from Marshfield when Caleb was in the car with me after Paula had her baby, and we were driving towards a tornado, and Caleb thought he was about to die, and so he was in the middle of texting. I was driving, and Caleb was in the middle of texting Allie, goodbye, I love you text, and I yelled really loud, trying to scare him, and he dropped his phone and freaked out, so that would definitely have to be one of my favorite memories with them.
Just watching both of them play basketball at Superior, to me it's just exciting to watch both of them excel in basketball.
My favorite memories are our board game nights and our trips that we took in the motorhome to the Brewer game and the museum when Felipe was with. Also, we had a lot of fun on that trip.
My favorite memory with Allie, other than the engagement, would have to be some of the trips we've taken. We've been pretty fortunate to get to do a lot of traveling together.
So far, my favorite memory with Caleb, that's a difficult question. There's a lot of really, really good memories that we've had. I would say some of my favorite times are traveling.
We went to New York together with Allie's brother for a spring break trip. We also got to go to South Dakota. We've been to Florida together with my family. I went out to Colorado to see my brother. So some of those trips have been really good memories.
On their wedding night, who will fall asleep first?
That's a tough one. I would definitely go with Caleb on that one.
Caleb.
I would say Caleb.
On their wedding night, I feel like they're going to be too busy where Caleb will forget to pack a nightlight, and so I feel like he may not be able to sleep, and that Allie will be the one that is able to fall asleep first.
On that note, I think I'd have to agree. Caleb will probably be awake the whole night.
Definitely Caleb.
I think Allie will. I feel like Caleb will. Yeah, I agree.
Ooh. I'd say Caleb.
Yeah, Caleb falls asleep very quickly and very easily.
He'll
I'll
be
just leave it at
emotionally
that.
exhausted.
Right.
I'll go with Allie.
I'm going to also go with Allie, and that's because she's going to be very tired from a long, exciting day. And obviously, Caleb will probably be excited about certain things that he will do.
Well, I'm going with neither of you are going to fall asleep because I think you have an early flight out to the Dominican in the morning. And so I don't think either of you will sleep.
I think Allie will. I think Caleb will be up all night.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Probably Caleb.
When I proposed to Allie, I wasn't really nervous because I'd already asked her dad, and that was the big thing I had to do. So once I had got his permission, and I knew I was pretty sure yes.
When Caleb proposed to me, I actually had no clue. It was a complete surprise. I had thought we'd gone to New York a couple weeks prior, and we had talked about it. I knew it was coming eventually. I kind of thought New York would be the time, but when it didn't happen, I completely was like, well, I guess it'll be a while. But then one day he really wanted to go golfing, and our clubs were at home, so I did not want to go because I didn't want to rent golf clubs. But he ended up convincing me to go.
I did it at a golf course, at Enger Golf Course in Duluth. And I was planning on doing it at the 9th green, actually the 8th green. But when we got there, we were about to putt and I was getting ready to do it. And then a guy who works at the golf course pulled up on a lawnmower and actually sat right outside the green waiting for us to finish putting. So that kind of ruined the moment for me. So
the whole time he was giving me challenges, saying if you make this putt, you can pick where we go to dinner after this and stuff like that. Then on the last hole, he said, if you outdrive me, I'll have a surprise. So he went first and hit it really poorly. He claims it was on purpose. I'm not so sure. But then I went and I hit it obviously farther, and I turned around and he was on one knee.
And she was really surprised, so it worked out well.
Marriage advice that I would give to Caleb and Allie is always right.
I would agree.
Would be to make sure that they communicate even when the situation is difficult or when it's topics that are hard for them to address. It's going to vary from couple to couple, but whatever it is for them, they need to make sure that they have those conversations and talk those things through.
My marriage advice would be to never give up on each other and to always go to battle for each other and just to always look to each other for that comfort and for that backbone.
Be patient with each other and overlook the little things because there's a bigger picture out there. So make sure you enjoy each other even on those bad days.
Yeah, I agree.
And always agree with your wife.
No, not always agree. She's mostly she's right, but not always.
Even if you're in a fight, in an argument, which I mean, come on, you guys will never have those, right? But when it comes, sleep in the same bed. Just be resolved that you will not sleep on the couch or sleep somewhere else, but you will work it out and sleep together every night.
And I would say just always remember that there is so much more sin and trouble in your own heart that in the moment of frustration or wanting your own way, God is at that moment being far more gracious to you than you could possibly be showing to your spouse. And just to humbly remember that you are a sinner as well and in need of correction, in need of growth in the process, and just to love forgiveness and to know that you are being forgiven even as you're forgiving one another, and that will inevitably ground you and give you some solid direction for how to resolve conflict and how to love each other.
I have some marriage advice for Caleb. And Caleb, you can learn this the hard way, like I learned, or you can listen to me and learn it the easy way. And my observation, learned over the hard way, over a long period of time, is that women are very intuitive. And Caleb, there's going to be many times when you and Allie will look at things differently, and you're going to think that you're right, and Allie will probably think she's right. Probably more often than not, once you understand the whole situation, you'll understand Allie was probably looking at it in the right sort of a way. So when you come to a point of difference in a situation, I would strongly consider and respect Allie's position and listen very carefully to what she has to say, because there's probably more wisdom in it than you realized at that point of maybe emotional difference.
I'd say that work together and really talk together. And I think of a verse in 1 Thessalonians 5:17 and 18. Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, in everything give thanks. And I think if you two can work together on those things in your life, it'll be good for your marriage and you'll be blessed.
Kaylin, who's getting married this summer?
Allie.
Allie, who is Allie marrying?
Micah.
What do you like about Allie the most?
Because she has to have a baby.
We love you and we're very thankful for you. And Allie, welcome to the family.
Just welcoming Caleb into the family. We're excited to have him and just hope everything works out the best. I agree with that.
Don't forget your siblings.
Which won't be very hard.
And Allie, always pack a nightlight.
We love you guys. We're praying for you. Hope you guys have a great marriage. And Allie, we're excited to have you in the family. And Caleb, I guess now we're happy that you're here because you brought Allie in.
Go Pack, go.
We love you guys. We're very excited for your special day. I have a lot that I'd like to say to you guys. First of all, I'm so proud of both of you and all of your accomplishments and how I've seen each of you grow so much in your life. And I think we're just so excited to have you as an aunt and uncle to Jude, and how much I've already seen you love on him has been really special. But just, I've seen Caleb grow and be a leader. You're a very natural leader, and you have an awesome future with those leadership skills, and you've come to control that. You have a strength, but you've learned to control it, and that's been really awesome to see, and you're going to go so far in life with that. And you just picked an incredible girl. I couldn't love someone more than Allie for you. And I remember you guys had been dating for a couple years, and I think I still was like, oh, Caleb, will you ever settle down? But I think it was at Paula and Zach's wedding that I remember looking up and seeing Allie. She was Paula's personal attendant, and just thinking, she's here to stay, I think. Like, this is for real. And it made me so happy, and Allie fits in with all of us sisters more than I ever could have imagined another person fitting in. And so we love both of you dearly and are so excited for your future and look forward to continue to growing with you and seeing your family grow. We love you guys.
Rachel said exactly the things I would have said, and just you both have grown so much. And Kayla, I just think of just the period when I met you to who you are now, and just how your life is just heading in a direction that seems to prioritize the Lord, and seems to really it's just encouraging to see, and just how much you've grown and where your life's going. And we love you guys and want to always have a solid relationship where we can be in touch and encouraging each other. And it's been specifically a blessing to get to do some premarital counseling with you, and that's been great to see you work through things and talk through things. And looking forward to years of family sports competition in the future. So love you guys, and so thrilled to be a part of your day.
Yes. Oh, and one more thing. Caleb, I love your sense of humor. I feel like we've always had like similar senses of humor and laugh at the same movies, and so never lose that. It's pretty great. Okay, we love you guys.
Caleb and Allie, we're really proud of you. You made a lot of really good choices in your life. We know that at times early on your relationship was rather tumultuous, particularly the year that Caleb was going to school at Maranatha and Allie was a senior in high school, and you really learned to work through those difficult relational things that you were experiencing, and we're really proud of you and your relationship that you have with each other, your relationship that you have with God.
Very excited for you guys. Very glad, Allie, to have you in our family. It's just been really, really wonderful to see how both of you have grown, and both of you have grown together, and you just work together and talk, and it's just neat to see the stability in your relationship, and we're excited for you.
I love you.
I'm excited to watch them in the years to come because they are wonderful together.
I agree. And welcome, Caleb. We want to welcome Caleb to the family. It's a great match for her, Allie.
Well, on the wedding day, Caleb, I just want to say we made it. We've been waiting a really long time, and I'm very excited that it's here. I'm very excited to start life with you as husband and wife, and I'm just really excited.
What do I want to say to Allie? I just want to say that, Allie, I love you. You're my best friend, and I've been waiting for this day for a really long time, so I'm super glad it's here, and for better or worse, I'm going to love you forever.